It was 3 days. So they would come over there. We'd have about 25, 30 people. 30. And we sold them an offer for 5,000 pounds, essentially. Carl, you were there, weren't you? Yeah, you were there. Which was great at the time because the pound was so strong. So like 5,000 pounds was like $10,000. But price ceilings are price ceilings. So if people hear 5,000, they're like 5,000. That makes sense. So we sold to an audience that had never seen a product offering, I think, above $2,000 or maybe 3,000, and we took it to 5,000. And we sold this thing, and we sold a majority of it in a like a penthouse in Vegas. Were you at the penthouse pitch too? Yeah. Oh my God, right? And we put them in this room. There was a grand piano in there. It was freaking amazing, right? And then we do this pitch after we get them drunk, of course. So we start passing out booze, and they start drinking, and we get up there, we start closing. And the guy asked me, he says, Jason, what's your money back guarantee? Remember this, Will? What's your money back guarantee? And I says, I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, I can guarantee you will not get your money back. That's what I said to him. And they go, okay. And so we sign up these people, but here's the problem. We sell 60 spots, essentially, to a 30-person mastermind. So what do? We don't give the money back. We find out if that hotel, that castle that we were at, could extend it another 3 days. So it was like 2.5 and 2.5, right? It turns out they could, if money talks, right? So I fly over to the UK. I get there that night. And then the next day, we have our little meetup with the mixer before that. And then we do training, 6 days straight. So what I'm doing here today, longer per day, 6 in a row. So anytime I start feeling sorry for myself at one of these trainings, I remember the time in London when I never left the hotel, the only time I've ever been over there, and did 6 days of back-to-back training to Amazon sellers. Now, 20 of these 60 Amazon sellers, in spite of the fact that we tried not to get them to buy because they were brand new, decided to buy anyway, right? So not 20, but about 10 or 15 didn't have a product. And we were, as part of this hook, not my idea, by the way. The partners we worked with said, Jason's going to do a personal hot seat with every single member of this master. I'm not making this up. You were there, right? Oh, my God. So I had 20 or 30 minutes with each and every single attendee there. And I had to find products for them. So they've been trying for weeks, in some cases months, to select products to sell on Amazon. And not only was I able to find a product for every single one of them, because I got bored, I showed a new technique essentially each time for each person. So not only would I find a product for them, I would use a different technique to select a product for them to sell. And we did this thing. It was incredible. Like, I remember when we closed that offer, because we had to open up a PayPal account to take pounds, and we went from 0 pounds to like £500,000 in a PayPal account in a freaking Vegas boardroom type of, that was what we called the program, the boardroom, but it was at a penthouse that we sold it at. We go over there and we fulfill it. But here is the moral of the story. The moral of the story is, first of all, never do that again, right? Never, ever do that again. But it taught me something about, I believe that if we could take those people, put them in a room for 2-3 days, focus in them on Amazon, and just really push it, that was the best thing we could do for those people. And so when everybody was like, oh my God, you sold, how could you go for 6 days? First of all, we made $500,000, right? Not a bad day's work for 6 days. But second of all, it was kind of at the end of the day, it's like, if you feel that compellingness to serve your audience and to push, you can go pretty far with it, farther than you could imagine. And if you believe that the answers are there and you can find them, then you'll be amazed at what you discovered. And that's what we did. That's how I was able to pick people's products for them that they couldn't do, and do it just to amuse myself in several different variations. We didn't even have a case study to sell that. We didn't have a successful Amazon business other than the fact that it was making like $20,000 or $15,000 a month. So these guys that we were partnered with were so afraid that nobody was going to buy that they asked us to bring over some of the first people who bought Amazon course from us that were doing $200,000 a month because they thought they had to have a ringer, right? I was like, we don't even need a ringer. We're just going to sell these people on why they should come to this event, but we brought them over there, so they'll tell you the story too, Mattson and Morgan. They're like, Jason, because they sat for all 6 days. They were like, you just would make stuff up. just for new ways and techniques, but that's because I believe that I could. And now here's the longer answer to that, or the shorter answer, if you will. I'll never do that again, because it's too hard. My health suffered. I was fried. I was exhausted. I remember I came home, got my wisdom teeth taken out. 2 days later, we were in San Diego doing a customer appreciation event. Yeah, that was my life. So instead, I started thinking about what are some of the easy ways, the one problem I can solve to solve 1,000 problems. And that's when I really started focusing on higher level solutions and not on this tactical implementation, do that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you, it all comes back to, at the end of the day, is I don't know what your core values are in your company, but for us, number one is serve the customer. And that doesn't mean that we love the customer and let them get away with normal behavior, right? Subpar behavior. It means that we love the customer so much we know when to call them on their shit. That's why when the guy says to me, Jason, what's your money back guarantee? I guarantee you won't get your money back, is the answer in that particular situation. That means that I was willing to push my own comfort zone to go to bat for the customer in my attempt to help them, right? And so it doesn't have to be a core value for you, but if it is, really consider it, because a lot of this stuff will figure itself out if you generally have that North Star. What can I do for this person that nobody else can do for them? How can I help them in a way that nobody else can help them? How can I empower them in a way that nobody else can empower them?